you ready? It's the Roundtable with me, Robert Bannon.
Ask if you want half of a roast beef sandwich. This is lunch in a 5th grade classroom here in North Bergen, New Jersey.
I'll have a roast beef on toasted rye, if you don't mind, lettuce, tomato, pickle, and some coleslaw. Are you a teacher?
I'm an actor and I'm an artist, and to pay my bills, I've taught the 5th grade.
That's so cool. My sister's a teacher too. And my sister is a teacher in Arizona, and she was on Long Island. And my other sister, Judy, works in the Westfield School District in New Jersey.
Then she's just down the turnpike here from where I am here in North Bergen.
That's so great. You're a teacher. You're the best. You're the best. You create our world. You build minds. You make our planet. You create souls and creativity and intelligence. You foster. You are a god. You are a god. Thank you for being a teacher. That is the most important job in the whole world. And I thank you every second.
How sweet is he? Happy Teachers Appreciation and happy Roundtable Thursday to each and every single one of you. Happy Teachers Appreciation to all the fellow teachers in the trenches out here trying to make things happen. Steve Gutenberg. Thank you, Steve Gutenberg. 1 billion plus grosses in film. We love Steve Gutenberg. And if you didn't check out our bonus episode of the Roundtable, it's up on YouTube. Hi, if you're new to this mess, my name is Robert Bannon. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And I am so excited for you to be here. Make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. Hit the button. Join us every single Thursday because we're live on Thursday and a bonus every week. And we have some really big shows coming up for you. We're celebrating the Tonys. We're doing a whole month of Pride with some really giant stars, so I don't want you to miss a moment. How y'all doing? Hi, everybody. My mom is here. How you doing, Mama Rose? It's good to see you. Hi, Christine. Christine is vacationing on the beach of Myrtle Beach, where she is enjoying. She came on and showed us the waves and the ocean. I'll be there in August with my father. And I'm so excited for you to be here because we have a really big show. EGOT winners. Robert Lopez and Kristen Anderson-Lopez are here. They wrote Frozen. They wrote the music to Coco. They wrote Avenue Q. He wrote Book of Mormon. And they have a new show called Up Here on Hulu, which I got to go to the premiere and see. And Montana Tucker is here. It's a really, really special show. So I'm excited. I'm excited you're here. Shall we get started? Maybe. Let's have a week of review. Well, I had a good week. I had a nice week, everybody. I had a good time with everything going on in my crazy life. I had a lot of interviews that are coming up for Pride and etc. I've been planning Pride, which is a whole month of extravaganza for me, and I'm excited about all of it for sure. Yes, let's go. Right, Marie? Let's go. We sang together, me and Marie, in the pre-show. You should join us in the pre-show. It's 6:30 every day on the Instagram. And yes, I saw Sweeney Todd. Starring Josh Groban and Annalee Ashford and Jordan Fisher and Gaten Matarazzo. And oh my goodness, this show. And Timothy Hughes, who's been on this show. And a friend of mine is in the show. Really, really dark. Really, really good. Really, really, really good musical theater, and the bad guys of Sweeney Todd will be here very shortly. Darius, were your ears ringing? Were they? Because this Marie here, asked if I knew anyone or was seeing someone from Detroit, and we had a whole special deep conversation in the pre-show, and your sister was there. And it was a moment. Right, Marie? That's him. So he was here, and I saw Sweeney Todd with Darius, and Darius came over from Detroit, and we went and had Italian food, and we watched Sweeney Todd, and he went and met my mother, and there he is with my brother's dog, and that's Darius. So if you're all asking, there he is. That's Darius. There are no secrets. You've worn me down. So it was a great week. It was a really great week, and I've been state testing and working and hustling and doing what I do. So I'm excited. to have another day and another week and revitalized to be here with you. You all are so cute. Here's the shameless plug.
'Cause I'm shameless.
So you may have heard that this weekend I have a Broadway lecture series. Broadway lecture series was invented and created by me, and it's at Stage Works in New Jersey. So if you're in the New Jersey, New York area and you love theater and you want to meet Carrie Butler, who is the star of Hairspray and Xanadu and Mean Girls and Beetlejuice and so much more, Little Shop of Horrors, she will be there this 13th at 3:00. You can get your tickets and come and see her, and you can even get a meet and greet ticket. Marie will be there and meet Carrie and have a picture with her after our chat and conversation. It's like inside the Actors Studio, but for Broadway. And coming up, Eden Espinosa in June. She was in Elphaba. She was in Rent, and she was in a show called Brooklyn, and she is brilliant, and she's my friend. And I'm really excited to sit down and talk to her about all things theater and performing arts for all. Oh, the reviews are in. Darius, the reviews are in. He's handsome. I'm not going to date someone that looks like a garbage can, Marie. We've done that already. I hate this show. Anyway, moving on before I get myself into trouble. Thank you, Marie. I am really excited about my show on June 2nd. I have the privilege of opening up Pride at 54 Below. You know, 54 Below is the premier cabaret spot in New York City, and 54 Below is where Studio 54 used to be. So if you were not cool enough to get in back in the day, you can get in with me. The actual cabaret space sits in the VIP room of what used to be Studio 54. God knows what went on in there and what went up people's noses and all of that, because that was a time. And I've been really excited, and I've been working on learning the lyrics. I was just at the elliptical machine at the gym, and I was trying, and we're over halfway sold out. So if you're planning on coming, you need to get your tickets at 54below.com. And just because I love you, if you use the code Bannon5, you can save $5 on a ticket. And we have some special guests and surprises and a big giant band. And I'm really excited to do this show on June 2nd. And then I have a whole entire Pride tour called Loud and Proud. And I'm looking forward to sharing the details with you over the next week. I will be near and far, like the Titanic song. Wherever you are, I will be there, ready. If you want all the information and all the goings on, you can always go to robertbannon.com, or just come here every week and be with me and cuddle with me on Thursdays and be best friends and hang out with me here. I so appreciate you all. I do. So, yeah. And then we have good things coming. Thank you to Liz Scholar has been taking over some of my press. Belle Goodman being assistant to me. Thank you both for being godsends. I know this was a really funny. I love what they wrote here in this website called Boy Culture. I don't even want to know. And I was reading it. Robert Bannon's Pride playlist is a concert coming up at 54 Below that is up your alley if you're reading this. That's funny. He will celebrate queer divas like Whitney Houston and Elton John. I will. Ahead of his summer album release, Rewind. Yes, Rewind was recorded and is coming out, which has a TV theme song mashup. Yes, there's a Golden Girl representation. Of course there is. And there will be a Golden Girls representation at the Pride show and a 10-song Barry Manilow medley. We did record a 10-song Barry Manilow medley, and it will be out this summer. It's fun. It's really fun. But there is no Barry Manilow at the Pride show. We are doing divas. He is a queer diva. And we all knew. I mean, geez. It's the biggest secret in show business. I'm happy he's out at 80. All right. So I love him so much. I love Barry Manilow. I got thrown off track by that. Let's go for the Jersey tea. We don't do Jersey tea a lot. We did Jersey tea when I was on The Housewives last season. We don't do Jersey tea a lot this year. I'm not getting involved in the messy mess that is the Jersey Housewives, but I did get to see Anderson Cooper at a book release this week. Not Anderson Cooper. Oh my goodness. Not all the gays are the same. Andy Cohen. I did see Andy Cohen, and his book, The Daddy Diaries, is out now. And Dolores was there, and a couple of people were there. And while I'm having Jersey tea, I wanted to let everybody know as we start to announce the Pride events as they go on. If you're a Housewives Nista and fan, every year for 3 years, I have been privileged to be the entertainment at the Pride ceremony in Englewood, sponsored by Out Magazine and sponsored by Out NBC. NBC has a whole entire diversity and inclusion division, and Margaret Josephs, who's from Real Housewives of New Jersey, along with some of her housewives friends, shows up with the mayor of Englewood and Out NBC, and they have a giant event that is at the library, and it has a performance by me. It is free. It has been filmed for the show in the past, so come dressed and ready to go. And then afterwards, we go to Colombia Caliente, and we have a little drink moment and a little food and a little notch and a little hay and a little celebration. It's during the week. NBC pays for your first drink. It's June 7th at 6 o'clock. So if it's a Wednesday night, it's not super late. Come 7 o'clock. Marge speaks. We raise the flag. I sing a song. We all kumbaya. We have an empanada. Lots of Pride events coming up. Oh, you could hear me? Did I lose? You couldn't hear me? Oh, I hope you heard me. I'm excited about it. So make sure you mark your calendars. This Saturday, June 2nd at 54 Below, June 7th in Englewood, June 10th, June 11th, there's things coming. So hold on tight. All righty. So now it's time for our Hey Friend, Hey.
I'll be there for you. How you doing?
Oh, yes. I saw a friend of the show last week's bonus. Oh, I'm sure he would be upset. I'm sure he would be. Goodness gracious. Just the out of the mouth of babes. So I had a really fun time at the Lady Bunny show. Now, I took video. There's Lady Bunny. She was our guest last week, and I went to her show at Green Room 42. It's every Tuesday. She's at Green Room 42, and I took video, and I listened to the video that I took and to show you a sneak peek of it. You're not really supposed to take video. I can't play any of it. It is adult material that was ridiculous and funny, and we laughed, and we did eat artisan pizza, and we did have a good time. So if you're in New York and you're looking for something fun to do on a Tuesday night, go see Lady Bunny. It's a good time. Right. They have the same initials, Christine and A. Cooper, A. Cohen. C is Christine Clifton. All the C last names. So Lady Bunny, we love you. And I want to shout out somebody who never gets credit on this show ever, and I never shout him out. It's my music director, Yaz Fukuoka, who is brilliant. And we had our first rehearsal for the June 2nd show. So, hey friend, hey Yaz, look at this opening he put together. And then I descend from the ceiling dressed like Cher or a bald eagle. Don't make a joke. Don't do it. I'm looking forward to tonight's guests. We had a really great conversation with our next guests. They are legends. And I talked to them a while ago, and we have saved this special event chat for you. My outfit's going to change. Quick change. Presto. Well, we've all sung their music over and over, from Let It Go to Coco to Avenue Q to Book of Mormon to In Transit to now Up Here. I had the chance to go to the premiere of Up Here, thanks to our friends at Pulp PR, and I attacked Robert Lopez in the cocktail hour, and we chatted about his career and about being a teacher and how many times we listened to Frozen on Into the Unknown is what the mantra of teaching should be. And they graciously agreed to chime in and check us out to tell us all about Up Here, which is streaming on Hulu. It's our first EGOT. She's an EGO. Emmys, Grammys, Oscars, and I'm sure Tony's on the way. They'd be the first married EGOT couple. And we are so honored to have Robert Lopez and Kristen Anderson-Lopez here. Take a peek. It's not every day. You have EGOT and EGO and married couple and the whole shebang. But the real reason, this is all a muse, because I really want to ask Robert Lopez, not what do you do with a BA in English? What do you do with a master's in English? Because I'm still trying to figure that one out. We're here to talk Up Here and so much more. Robert Lopez and Kristen Anderson-Lopez are here. Welcome.
Hey, Robert. Thank you so much for having us.
We are so excited to have you. I am so honored to have you both. As a 5th grade school teacher in New Jersey, we have ruined your music for years.
What do you mean? Have you performed it in?
We sing it, we play it. We have Disney Spotify radio on 24/7 in the classroom when we're working, and we sing along to all of your great work every single day. Horace Mann, North Bergen, New Jersey.
That's what it's there for. First of all,
it's meant for rough play.
Mm-hmm.
We do. I was ready to give you my 16-bar cut of Summer, but I figured we'd save it for another time. I am excited to talk to you about Up Here. Congratulations.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you so much. Oh, look at that.
I was very lucky to be at the premiere and to see this magical show.
That's where we met.
That's where we met. We attacked you in the cocktail hour, and we loved it, and we've been watching it every single week. Can you tell us, Kristen, how did this idea come about, and how long have you been working on it?
Well, it really was Bobby's sort of instant inspiration on the first year of BMI. He was sitting in class, and the first day they teach you all the things you need for a good musical. It has to be a strong, larger-than-life character with external obstacles long ago and far away. And Bobby thought, well, how can I ever write about someone like me? Like I'm sort of an introvert, and I try to not attract attention, and I'm just full of internal obstacles. So, and then Bobby, do you want to do? Usually he does that part, and I do what happens next. But we're switching it up today.
This is so kinky. Yeah. Then I didn't know what the story would be. All I had was the idea that it would be a fun setting. Someone's mind, would be a great place to set a musical. And Kristen came on board. When we were all done with Avenue Q, and we were just finishing up Finding Nemo the musical, I think, and we were looking for our next project. And I said, well, what about this Brain musical? And she said, well, I think it should be a rom-com because when you meet your soulmate, that's like a perfect conflict for something set in the mind and about the self, about consciousness, because when you meet that person, it challenges your idea of who you are, and that person gets at you in ways that no other person can get at you. Wouldn't it be fun to see a story about an introvert who's dating an extrovert? And that kind of began the journey of this whole story. And it was going to be an original story. So at first we were going to be writing the book, music and lyrics together. And we worked on it for many years, couldn't get it off the ground because we didn't have the clout really to put up this massive production. And finally we did it in La Jolla, and it was a lot of fun. It was so much work, and it taught us so much.
Right. And then after La Jolla, it kind of needed to go in a drawer because we had Frozen Broadway to write, and Frozen 2 and Coco, and there was an Excel spreadsheet somewhere in Burbank that had 4 years of our life mapped out week by week. And when that was over, we happened to fall in love with this show called Fosse Verdon. And we were watching it, and we just loved it. It just was everything that we wanted TV and stories to be. And of course we looked, and it was our friends Tommy Kail and Stephen Levinson who had figured out how to use this medium to show the psychology of a main character through song. And so when the pandemic happened and Tommy gave me a call and was like, hey, let's work together. Let's do something. It was a no-brainer that we showed him this piece and instantly called Lev that afternoon and started talking about how we could do this and pitched it to FX, Hulu, Disney, that whole umbrella. And they greenlit it immediately.
Well, they bought it, but they didn't we had to then
Right.
kind of figure out, how does this thing work as a episodic streaming comedy, which was its own challenge. And certainly there were lots of things about the original show we wanted to change. We wanted to take advantage of the brilliant minds we had joining our team. And so we kind of rethought all the particulars of the story and kept the basic concept of going inside people's minds, because we still felt and continue to feel that that's the world. That's a perfect world for a musical, because we have such intense, enormous feelings within ourselves that we never share. And sometimes we should, and sometimes it would make the difference if we did. And sometimes these big feelings convince us to make the wrong decisions. And we just thought it would be a fun, existential, but really relatable journey for a streaming show. And between the five of us, we also invited Danielle Sanchez-Witzel, who's a seasoned veteran of TV comedy and amazing in her own right, to join the team. And that's how we started to develop this story. And we had to figure out structurally, like, how do you do a musical that tells a large story and is also episodic? So we realized, like, each episode kind of needs its own musical structure, with a beginning, a middle, and an end in song, where the songs are part of the story, that they need to go from A to B, and they need to be highly charged and emotional. But each one kind of needs its own "I want" moment. And then if you look at the whole arc of season one, it tells a larger musical. There's the "I want" song, there's the 11 o'clock number, there's the comic duet, there's the end of act one, and there's the finale. And so that was a huge challenge. And it was really once we started putting it all together in production, my gosh, that was so hard. So much work.
Yes. And we try not to tell the hard parts about our job, because nobody really wants, everyone has a hard job, right? But I think that anyone who has done musical TV show could share that the challenges are always that with TV, you have to get it on the day. There's no, you can't you can't say, like, oh, we'll figure this out in 3 weeks, because that set is gone and those people are gone. But musicals are a very iterative organism. I can say that in plain English. The musicals need to be seen again and again in order to figure out what they are. And so this was a really interesting challenge for us to take what we love about musicals and put it into the production of TV and figure out how to solve things really quickly, how to get what you need so that you can do the iterations in post. Mm-hmm. That was a huge learning curve for us, to learn, like, as long as we get tons of coverage, we can even cut a song or lengthen a song or put a scene inside a song in post. But we need to make sure we have the right pieces. So I feel like Bobby and I went to grad school. Most people's first TV job isn't usually being like the executive producer and songwriter for 21 songs. It was a lot of work, but we're also really lucky because we got to grow so much as artists and individuals within these challenges.
Well, we're midway through this. There's 8 episodes and you can be streaming them right now and catch up. Your cast, the way you casted this show, and Tommy Kail and Stephen Levinson, the whole entire team is legendary for the work that, as are you both, the work that you do. And it's top-notch, first-class musical theater, comedy, fun, romance. It's a wonderful night to sit on a Friday night with your special somebody and enjoy this. What I loved about it, without giving too much away, the family, we all have voices in our head. We all have these critics running in our ears all the time. Is that something, I know that it's loosely based on everyone's, something is based on, what do you do to combat these voices in your own head when you're putting out your art, when you're sharing your artistic selves? I'm sure there's that inner critic, that inner doubt. What do you do to say, we're just going to give it to the world?
If you can solve that for us, then you can join our team. And honestly, that's the answer that I would say is great collaborations that you with people you trust. So being able to turn to Tommy Kail and go, is this good or does this suck? And have him be honest about like, here's what I think is working. Here's where I think we can strengthen things. Stephen Levinson both of them have impeccable dramatic taste. So where sometimes we would want to push it like a little brighter, a little more jazz hands, they would always pull and say like, let's not do that. And the push and pull of our collaboration helped us sort of trust what we were making and know like this is a tone that I haven't really seen. This is a show I have not really seen, and that's some of the wonderful feedback we've gotten from people who have watched it all the way through. Is they're like there's so much heart, but there's also so much subversive. So many subversive, weird things that you've never seen on TV before. And if you stick with it, it's like nothing you've ever seen. And hopefully you come away feeling a little less alone in your own consciousness. I did just recently read, though, that like 30 to 50% of the population doesn't have an ongoing inner dialogue. And it was on the internet, so I don't know if it's true, but I definitely went, if those people are probably looking at this show going, what?
I need to meet them. You have an amazing cast in the show. Mae Whitman is, I mean, you talk about brilliant, like what an arc. And then Carlos Valdez and their chemistry and what you put together, really something very special. So we're excited to see how this ends and turns out.
Oh, you got to watch it. Mae and Carlos were such lucky finds for us, not only as individuals, but together. Like you said, the chemistry that they have is unreal. And it reminds me of, movies I grew up with, the great rom-coms of the 80s, they sparked to each other so well. And you can't really know that until you have given both of them a job. So that was a real great surprise. We have loved Mae Whitman our whole careers and knew about her, but Carlos was the one that we didn't know. And both of them are such great singers. Like it felt like making a real album together with these amazing performers. It was just a blast. It was a lot of songs that we had never really seen them on their feet. We had just written them. And in fact, it really started without the actors knowing the whole script. They hadn't read all the scripts yet. All the scripts weren't fully finished yet, but all the songs had been written, and the first thing we did was try to record them all. So it was like, hello, I'm Kristen, this is Bobby. And
a cast album, and also record a cast album full of songs that are requiring you to bare your soul. They are two performers who really are in touch with their own vulnerability and their own ability to just strip all the defenses back and let you see deep inside. Especially, it's very, very hard in this society for a man to do that. We sort of addressed that in the show a little bit about how many masks are required to be a modern day male identifying human being. And Carlos was so great at knowing how to do that while also knowing how to show what's underneath, with 500 crew members standing around. There were some real intimate moments that they both were so brave, and ultimately the teamwork between the two of them, you can feel it's palpable through the screen.
It's magic. Everyone watch it right now. It's streaming right now. It's on Hulu, and it's a blast. And how you took that musical that is probably 2 hours and turned it into 8 hours worth of that's a whole other, what a process, what a journey, and congratulations to you both.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
While we have you for a moment, do you mind to walking down a quick memory lane? We have a couple pictures of your career. And if you're a New York, New Jersey, tri-state area actor, you are very familiar with this company. I mean, this takes you way back to the TheaterWorks USA. Talk about school and loading up a van and putting on a musical.
That is one of the few lanes available for up and coming writers. They're the only company that will hire you if you have no track record and just some promising songs under your belt. They're wonderful. And they've started so many careers.
You want to get your equity card and you want to get a start. TheaterWorks is where it's at. And then
so many Broadway stars got their equity card in our shows.
Yes.
It's always fun. It's always fun to be like, Jesse Tyler Ferguson. We cast him. Becca Ayers. There are some Greg Mills, who's just finishing up Phantom.
Kevin DeLaguila, who's in Some Like It Hot. He was in all of our shows at TheaterWorks. Honestly, you had to get Kevin.
Yeah, now he writes his own shows.
And he writes his own shows now too.
Yes.
And then, of course, you're both legendary Broadway careers. If it's Avenue Q, if it's In Transit, if it's Book of Mormon. I don't know when you sleep. I don't know how you have a relationship. You raise your daughters. You guys are just work horses, but you have it figured out, because from the outside, we're in awe. You're like my goals, relationship goals, the whole thing.
Well, I do think in some ways the secret was streamlining. I remember when we got married, somebody said like career, marriage, children, friends, fitness, pick 2.
Pick 3.
But it was pick 2.
Pick 2? Oh no.
We get 3 because career, marriage, and children are sort of fused.
Yeah. We get those 3. We get 3.
Right. We got 3, but I'm saying like, because the friends stuff that had to go the wayside a little bit. I'm going to be fully honest. There were years that we both were feeling like we're really neglecting a side of ourselves. The fitness stuff, this summer, 16 hours a day in a studio,
where they do nothing but feed you.
Right.
There's so much free food and television, Robert.
Table is where it's at.
Yeah.
Trying to figure out, how to balance all those now continues to be a big challenge. And sometimes it's about chapters. This summer was the chapter of craft services and working our butts off.
But you leave a lifetime and a legacy of a music and work that we all, we could go through the gamut of things that you've worked on and written shows for, The Voice of Kanga. And then of course, like the work that you have all done will live forever. And I know that it comes at a sacrifice in your relationship, your family, your friends, and from everyone who enjoys it. I just want to say thank you, because it does not go unnoticed, and it is something that gives us all so much joy, and we can't wait for what's next.
I feel like this is exactly the podcast we needed in our life today. You must be such a wonderful teacher, because I feel lifted up and ready to go out and grow and do more because of this conversation. So thank you very much for that.
I really mean it. That means a lot. I'm going to put that on the top of my resume now. That Oscar winner Kristen Anderson-Lopez said, "I'm a wonderful teacher." So I'm going in. I'm collective bargaining this week. That coming up. That's you both are a light and a joy, and we appreciate you so much. Everybody, watch Up Here on Hulu. Make sure you stay on top of everything that Robert and Kristen do. Keep streaming, keep listening, keep sharing music and art and love, and go see a show and watch a show today.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yes, so much. There you go. How great are they? How sweet was she at the end? Y'all, I don't know what to make of all of this sometimes. I'm so lucky. I'm so grateful. I'm so... Into the I don't know how I can't do it. Darius sings it. He knows all the words. Darius is a fan of Robert and Kristen Anderson-Lopez. He was singing Into the Unknown at the airport. I can sing the snow like mountain tonight, not a footprint to be seen. Kingdom of isolation, and it looks like I'm the queen. Truer words have never been written. Robert and Kristen Anderson-Lopez. Loved it. Oscars and Oscars and Oscars. Yeah, they are brilliant and fun and creative, and their songs are enjoyed around the world. They sure are. Can't go anywhere without a young person loving Elsa and Anna. So, singing with the DR. We had a couple of weeks ago, the wonderful Montana Tucker was going to be on the show, and then she ended up getting sick, and she rescheduled, and we showed Miles Frost's interview with me for the Broadway Lecture Series. She's a woman of her word. She's a really important documentary, and instead of me yakking about it, Montana Tucker, millions of followers on TikTok and Instagram, signed to Pitbull's label, and using her platform for good. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much, Marie. I appreciate that. And we're going to cut that, and we're going to put that and milk that little saying for all it's worth. And she was here, and she had a really great chat about antisemitism. She's not just a TikTok dancer. She's also out here fighting the good fight. And I was really impressed. She came right from Kelly Clarkson right to here. What? Take a peek. Oh, listen. In this world, there are some people who are just bona fide superstars. And we are so lucky to have Montana with it. She's collaborated with some other friends of ours, Todrick, Miles Frost, etc. Like dancing, singing, acting. She does everything. And her new documentary as an educator is so important and vital. So we're so excited to have the one and only Montana Tucker is here.
Yay! Thank you so much.
From Kelly Clarkson's couch right here to my basement in New Jersey.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Well, I wish it was in person, but one day, hopefully soon.
In New York, a cappuccino on me or something.
Yay.
Well, tell us a little bit about, you have been performing and been an artist literally from a very young age. When did you get the bug?
Yes. So I have always loved performing. My mom even found some old home videos of me before I even did this as my career, of me just always wanting to put on a show, always having friends come over for sleepovers and being like, no, we're going to put on our own version of Wizard of Oz. So I always just love performing. And at the age of 8, I started, really wanting to pursue it more. And people would come up to my mom and I in public, like, oh my gosh, you have to get her into modeling. And my mom didn't want me getting into the crazy entertainment industry for a very long time, hearing all the negative things about it. Now she's my #1 supporter. But back then she was a little bit nervous. And then finally she agreed to let me start doing it because I was the one that was really, really passionate about it. So I started off modeling and acting down in South Florida. I did Barney, Land of Make Believe when I was younger, which was crazy. I did a TV show with Ariana Grande called Adventure Kids, which is on PBS. And yeah, just like, again, at a young age, just loved performing, loved being in front of the camera. And then from there, I got into dancing. I don't know if you remember Darren Henson, Darren's Dance Grooves from like back in the day. This was before social media. So it was like, how to dance like Britney Spears or NSYNC. And dancing came really, really natural to me and I really loved it. And then, I mean, I could talk about this for hours, but the rest is kind of history from there. So it's been amazing.
Well, if you go back, you did commercials and television, then you go into 13 years backup dance, like at 13 backup dancing for acts, like talking about Ashanti and Sierra and Pitbull, etc. And then
Yes.
the World Hip Hop Championship, like you literally, but what people don't always understand, and I say this even to students of mine, it takes a lot of work and dedication. What was it like to balance this professional career at a young age and training and also going to school?
It takes a lot of work. Oh my gosh, a lot of work. And you have to really love it and you have to not give up. But yeah, when I was younger, I definitely missed out on a lot of like the normal things that a lot of kids would do at my age. I didn't really go to like the parties, or because my mom was insisting that I was in honors and AP classes when I was younger. So I would have to manage my school and also manage my career. And so I didn't have much time for friends really when I was younger to do the typical things, but I don't regret any of it. I'm so happy. And I think it really gave me the discipline that I have now in my later years for my career and just for everything in life, like having that discipline and also never giving up and always working hard.
Yeah. And that is, that's preach. That is the truth. Well, congratulations on everything. Congratulations on an amazing, your singles that are out. I was literally getting my phone out to show. If you look at my Montana Tucker is right here. We have all of the Montana Tucker music is being played on my.
We love that. We love that.
We were at the gym. I was at the gym this morning, Sunday fun day, up on the elliptical machine. Can you tell us, congratulations about what has it been like to create music and to put it out? We have some of your covers. Here's Ola's out now.
Thank you so much. I have always loved being a performer. And before I really took off on social media, I was always doing music and everything beforehand. So I think most people know me from my dance videos on social media, but it's really cool to release music. And, I was always dancing to other people's music. So to dance to my own music and create dances and perform is just like my number one passion. I would perform every day if I could. I just absolutely love it. And to be in the studio and get a part to like write your own music. I'm in the studio now. I'm actually later today going back into the studio to record some new music. And it's just so cool. Like whenever you're going through something in life to be able to get it out there and record it and have such a attachment to it and a passion to it. So I just love making music. And again, I've been doing this before my social media. So a lot of people might not know that. They might think, oh, she's just, kind of took off on social media and is deciding to be an artist now. But this has been in me for a really, really long time. So I'm really excited to put more music out there.
Yes, and we're ready for it. We're ready for the whole album world tour extravaganza. We're ready.
Let's go. You're going to have to come, okay?
Done. I'm there. I will know every word, and I promise I'll put it together and look cute. When you look at TikTok and Instagram and social media, a lot of students and kids and my own cousins, I want to be an influencer. I want to be a TikToker. You have come to it with a real talent that takes a lot of work and effort. You put choreographed dances. I love you in Miles in Times Square. I love you in Miles and Scream. Holy moly, it's amazing.
I love Miles. Amazing.
He's amazing, and his family, his whole situation there is beautiful. Just as you and yours is. When you look at 8.5 million TikTok followers and 3 million Instagram, when you think about those numbers, it's not just you post anything up there. You're working, you're making content, so it's not just I'm gonna make this magically happen. It's again back to hard work.
Yes, definitely. Yes, with the power of social media now, I feel like every Gen Z millennial wants to be a influencer. And it's interesting because that word, I feel like back in the day used to be someone who's like actually influencing someone, but I feel like nowadays the word influencer has so many other meanings. But I think social media can be such a crazy negative place, but it also can be such an amazing positive place. And I think if you have the chance to be on there and promote positivity. And, that's what I always try to do with my, my music and my dance content. And now with my series that I came out with, it's really awesome that, most people followed me just for my dance videos, and to be on there talking about something that's like a pretty serious matter, but it's also making a difference, I think is so powerful. And so that's why I hope people that follow me use their platforms, whether they have 10 followers or 10 million followers, that whatever they're passionate about, that they are posting it and they aren't afraid to, be themselves. That's why I have my song Be Myself. And that's why I'm always promoting it and always doing videos with people of all walks of life, because I think it's really important in this world that we're living in now. People are always trying to tell us who we should be. And especially with social media, you compare yourself to others. So it's really important that, that people know that. And then also they know whatever, it's not going to just be overnight. Yes, there are these rare cases that people's videos just go viral overnight, and that's incredible. But if you want to do this long-term, you have to work really, really hard at it. And again, stay true to yourself, because eventually people are going to gravitate towards that.
100%. Well, you brought it up. In my day job, I teach 5th grade history in New Jersey.
Oh.
And I was shocked when I was researching. I read an article about you. So you're on Good Morning America, and saw what you were doing. And I was just floored that you're using your platform at your age and stage of your career to do something that's so vital. You created a series, How to Never Forget. And Can you tell us a little bit about how this came to be?
Yes. Well, thank you so much. And it's amazing. You're wearing so many different hats.
I can't dance. Don't ask me to dance.
Come on, we'll get you to dance. But yeah, it's so I, grew up, my family's Jewish. I grew up with my grandparents are Holocaust survivors, and I always heard their stories my entire life. But I never like knew I would ever do this, right? And I always had like a very special relationship with both my grandparents, especially my Zadie, my grandfather. But I always, with both of them, they were always just involved in my life 24/7, and I saw them every week, multiple times a week sometimes, and just was always very, very close to them. And they used to speak at all the schools down in Florida. I'm from Boca Raton, Florida, and they would speak at all the schools, and it was always really important for them for education. Like that's all they wanted. My Zadie, my grandpa, even wore a pin that said, never forget, never again, I'm a survivor. Anyone he would meet, he would tell them that he's a Holocaust survivor. So it was always really important for them just to educate. And so my Zadie passed away 3.5 years ago. And when he passed away, I rewatched the testimonials that they did for Steven Spielberg's Shoah Foundation. And as an adult, I felt those testimonials way different than of course, I saw them when I was younger. And I knew I wanted to do something. I wasn't quite sure what it was. And I had a friend who I told my grandparents' stories to, and he was like, "Have you ever been to Poland?" And I said, "No, I've never been, but my mom and I, we've always wanted to go." And he's like, "I'm going to make it happen." And I thought I was just going to go just to kind of experience it. And then we ended up getting in talks with him and one of the producers, Rachel Kastner, who's also a granddaughter of Holocaust survivors. And we started talking. We're like, "Hey, listen, like we have this platform of millions and millions of people. Holocaust education isn't even being forced to be taught in every state. I also have people from all around the world that follow me. Like, let's do something with this. Like, let's do something." So we got a film crew together and we went to Poland, and we knew that we were like filming a series, but we didn't know how many parts. We didn't really have there was no script at all, and there was no real direction. It was just like, okay, we know what places we want to go to, and that's it. And people can tell you about this. You can hear about the stories your whole life. You can watch all the movies, hear everything, but there's nothing that can prepare you for physically being there. And it was the absolute hardest trip of my life, but the most important for sure. And even after, I wasn't really sure what was going to happen when we came back and even saw the footage. It's very dark, but also very inspirational. And I've never posted. All my videos are super bright and happy and fun. So I didn't know what was going to happen. I've posted lighthearted photos of my grandparents in the past of just saying that they're survivors. And I've had thousands of people unfollow me and say like, "Of course you do, making this about yourself," or "The Holocaust never existed." So that was just from a photo. So I'm like, okay, if I had that from a photo, like I have no idea what's going to happen from the series. And coincidentally, we're always supposed to release it leading up to Kristallnacht, which is the night of the broken glass. I'm not sure if you're familiar, but it's when, the Nazis really went into all the Jewish businesses. And coincidentally, that's when all the stuff was going on with Kanye and everything and everything that was going on. So it was just crazy timing. And it was like a sign from up above that this is even more why we're doing this. And yeah, put it out, and it took off in a way that I don't think any of us ever would have expected, but so in such a positive way. And yeah, this is something that I was just passionate about. Now has turned to be a part of my career and everything that I stand for. And now I'm speaking at the schools, and I'm going around and doing different events and speaking about this, and I'm really passionate about it. So it's kind of crazy how life works in mysterious ways, and that how this is kind of a part of my journey.
It's so moving because it's literally when you talk about your grandparents and what they experience to take the torch and to use it and keep the story alive. I was shocked. 45% of Americans don't know or about the Holocaust or don't know the specifics of it. What, as a country, I mean, we don't, it's not taught the way it was once taught. It's not spoken about. And you at your age and your platform to be able to put this out there, you're going to reach so many people. Antisemitism and anti-Semitic acts are up 134% this year.
It's crazy. And that's why social media is so important, because there are so many conspiracy theories on social media. There is so much hatred on social media. Before, like back in the day, it was just acts in person. And now that we have this whole other realm of anti-Semitism, that's why it's so important that stuff like this is put out. There was nothing about my series that attacked any other side. It was purely education and purely facts and purely just taking people along the journey with me. And I think that's why it kind of resonated in a different way than maybe some of the other Holocaust documentaries, or I've been hearing from teachers in schools that people, you know, are feeling like the kids at least feel like they're there with me and are relating to it a bit more. So however the education is getting out there is what's important.
Well, I know that there's a 5th grade in New Jersey that's gonna watch it, and we'll be talking about this. You make me the coolest 5th grade teacher in the world that I get to speak.
Yes.
It led you, speaking of high profile places to speak to, besides the media appearances, it led you to Washington, D.C.
Yes. Oh my gosh. So crazy.
The gentleman, you know, Kamala Harris's husband, being the first Jewish person to hold, you know, to be a part of the executive branch of government. What was it like to speak with him, and what was it like to share that message?
When, like, I was told that I'm going to the White House to meet the second general, I'm like, wait, what? Like, it's still kind of surreal to me. And first of all, he is just the most down to earth, incredible human. And so that was like an amazing just welcome to be there. And yeah, it's to be the first second gentleman in general, and then to be Jewish, and all these like firsts are so powerful and important, and all the work that he's doing and Kamala's doing to combat anti-Semitism is so powerful. And we got together. He went on a trip to Auschwitz after me, like so fairly recently, and you know, we spoke about that, about our family's history, and about how we're both very completely different people with completely different platforms. And so we discussed like what we're doing to get like separately, and then how we can continue together to combat anti-Semitism and all forms of hate. So you know, it was really awesome. We had like a 30-minute conversation with him before even the cameras were on, my mom and I, which was so awesome. And then the cameras were on, but it was just us having, you know, a nice conversation. And then I was there for the first ever Jewish Women's Forum, which was really powerful also, to be in a room full of all incredible, powerful women from around the country.
I'm so excited to see what you're going to do and what this message is going to spread around this world. And
Thank you.
Wow. It just is something, you know, to put your money where your mouth is, and to put this out there. And you're going to help a lot of people with a lot of education, and still drop it and do it. And
yes.
the whole thing.
Yes.
Well, everyone, if you want to watch it, tell us, where can we watch?
Yes, please. If you do anything, watch the series. We have it available on all the platforms, but YouTube is the easiest one because it has it all there. Because on TikTok and Instagram, they're all separate, but on YouTube, it has like the full length, and it's only about 23 minutes long, so it's pretty short. But it's a lot of important information, and I promise, if you know about the Holocaust, this is also going to be really powerful for you. But if you might not know too much about it, this is going to be really informative. And also the main message, yes, this is about the Jewish people, but it's about how we combat all forms of hate. And unfortunately, there's a lot of that going on these days. So I think watching this will be inspirational to all of you.
Well, I want to say thank you to everyone. If you're the 16 people who don't follow Miss Montana Tucker on Instagram or TikTok, make sure you do that as well.
Yes.
And go to montanatucker.com if you want to stay up to date with the music and the shows and the acting and the whole experience. The queer community, all of the communities that you've been a voice for. You know, when you and Todrick's duet song together, like you have been a voice for equality and people being authentically themselves, no matter religion, color, race, gender, sexuality, etc.
Exactly.
It's such a vital thing for us and all of our communities to be able to see people like you stand up for us all. So thank you.
No, thank you. And I think now is just a time and hopefully where everyone can just come together and stop being so separate of all different groups. And we all just need to come together more than ever.
More than ever. So I'm going to come together with you. You're going to teach me how to clap on beat.
Yes.
Step, and maybe I'll not look so pathetic at a wedding or a dance.
You're gonna look amazing.
God, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much. Oh my gosh, so nice to meet you, and I hope to meet you in person soon. Thank you for having me.
My honor. Anytime.
Thank you.
There she is, Montana Tucker, 9 million followers on TikTok, dancing away but using her platform for good. That's what's inspiring. Yes, Darius. Montana, keep your story and your family story alive. We have to learn from our history. History is dark, and we should learn not to repeat it. That is so true. It's a really good. It's only 25 minutes. The whole thing, her travel. It's really, really, really a good story. Montana is a superstar. She's achieved so much in her career, and she gives back as well. Good for her. The best is yet to come. Not just another pretty face, an educated, talented, passionate, dedicated woman. Bravo. So she's got fun dance music. She's a fun actress. And Google her chat with Kelly Clarkson. It's really great. I want to thank Robert Lopez. I want to thank Kristen Anderson-Lopez. And I want to thank Montana Tucker. It's so great to be able to put this show together. I'm such in awe of all of them. Next week, we'll have our chat with Cheetah Rivera. I'm going to see her on Saturday night after the Broadway lecture series, and I'm going to bring it to you, and I can't wait. The cast of Peter Pan Goes Wrong, and who knows what else I will pull out of my hat by then. And then the following week, we're celebrating the Tonys, and then a month long of Pride. Hold on. Get your rainbow outfits ready. Thank you so much for being here. And as Montana would say, and as we all say, there's more love than there's hate. There's more joy than there is sadness. There's more good than there is bad. And as I always say, the best is yet to come. Hang in there, everybody. You got this. We got this. God bless you. See you soon. And thanks for being here. Don't miss Peppermint, Drag Race Superstar, Broadway Superstar Peppermint on next week's Roundtable's bonus. And I hope to see you around. Thanks for being here. Have a great weekend. Bye, everybody. Pause. See, that's why you need Darius in your life. Happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to all the moms, to Christine's mom, to Marie, to Lattes who's left, to everyone who is here that's a mom. Happy Mother's Day. And of course, some people have Mama Roo. Some people have Mother Goose, and I'm so lucky to have my Mama Rose. Mom, thank you for all you do. I love you. Happy Mother's Day, everybody. See you all again next week. And don't worry, we're definitely forgetting Father's Day, because what do they do? Thanks, everybody. Enjoy your family and enjoy this weekend. I'll see you all real soon. Bye, everyone.